Yep. Welcome to the Inside Only, people.
Facts, man. Definitely super excited to be here to talk about a bunch of awesome stuff, both in business, life, and just kind of kick it with the boys.
Absolutely.
And eventually maybe a lady. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what's going to be filling up that chair.
Oh, for sure, man. Lots of value, lots of stuff. So super, super excited. So before we kind of get on into the nitty gritty, what is that over there? What is that?
So something we're going to start doing well on all these podcasts since, well, I know you can't.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
Sorry.
man.
You can have some water.
Diego has, can we talk about it?
Yeah, man.
Just like a little summary of what's going on.
Long story short, okay, so I had COVID. Recommendation, 10 out of 10, do not get COVID. It's fucking horrible. But
Wouldn't recommend it.
no, actually, no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, super long story short, I was born with a hole in my heart. And so that's kind of affected some things throughout my life. But then COVID happened and it gave me like heart palpitations and stuff like that. So I could literally be sitting here and then my heart feels like I'm running a marathon or like I'm sprinting through a field. I'm just like, that's really, really cool. So
I have the same problem when I look into your eyes.
What was that?
but yeah, no, it's slight medical condition, but I'm excited that you guys get to enjoy that. So
Yeah, so me and JJ
but anyways,
are,
fuck you.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy is dying. Me and JJ are energy drink connoisseurs, so we're gonna be trying an energy drink. We do it in all the vlogs. I think how many energy drinks do you think we consume in one vlog?
Oh
I
gosh.
think like
3 to 5.
The first one we did at least like 5, and then the next one we did like 2 or 3.
Yeah. So if you or any friends have any ones that you recommend or even want to sponsor, let us know. So today we're gonna be trying Goat Fuel energy drink. I got the blueberry lemonade. A little nervous because I see there's like some kind of mushroom stuff in here, which is odd, and I'm allergic to mushrooms. So
Mushroom?
shit.
Wait, let me
this
see that.
podcast could end very soon.
Wait, there's
Not much. There's not like
Cordyceps.
mushroom chunks floating around, but it says where is
maybe
it?
you'll go on a trip. Who knows?
Maybe
Yeah.
it says
By the way, my girlfriend does not approve of this, but we had to talk 1 energy drink per day, maybe 2.
okay.
Hey man, we're getting somewhere. Right?
That's
yeah.
one
One is better than zero.
one drink at a time.
Yeah, we went from 3 to 2, and
My dad had that problem. It was with alcohol. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
That's so just I can't even pronounce this, but we'll be good. Let's get a little test.
Just gonna try it. Well, it has 200 milligrams of
Little
caffeine.
smell, little
That's
smell.
kind of
Smells good. Smells really good.
Blueberry lemonade.
Yeah.
I've actually had blueberry lemonade
Smells
before.
amazing.
So
GOAT, greatest of all time. Let's see if it lives up to his name.
It tastes great. You don't like the taste?
Oh, it tastes pretty good, yeah.
It's really good.
So let's see if cracking out in a little bit. All right, boys. So let's talk about what we do here and why we started Inside Only.
yeah. So I think inside only probably means something slightly different to each one of us. But I think, at least from my perspective, I think especially with social media and the internet and stuff like that, I think a lot of the times we're always on the outside looking in. Just because even from my personal experience, I mean, I know people on Instagram and then I see them as a person in real life, and then I'm like with them, and it's like, okay, cool, you have like 500,000 on Instagram, but you're struggling to pay your bills and you actually have no idea how to monetize your audience and you don't have any friends, and it's like you're really, really lonely. So I think for me, really, this is important just because it's inside, right? It's inside only. So I think the perspective changes. So instead of being on the outside looking in, we really want to be able to give value and awareness and bring that, kind of content to people where they can understand what it's like literally day to day and from the inside of different people, not only whoever's going to sit in this seat, but what my day and what my life looks like, what your day and your life looks like, and vice versa, right? So definitely super excited to kind of, I guess, quote unquote, expose that stuff and be able to bring more value and knowledge to more people on tons of different things. So super excited about that.
What about for you, Caleb?
Pretty much kind of piggybacking off that. Being able to bring value into someone's life,
Yeah.
and like we talked about this before, but like this channel will have something for literally everyone.
Yeah,
no matter what it is.
Everyone.
Health, mental health, business, cars. Like there will always be amusement with this some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, it's all about bringing value to the people. Just because we live in a world now where everybody has stuff, or they show stuff that they got, or things that they learned, but they never really show how they got that stuff. They never show like the nitty gritty insights of it. And I think that the world needs to see more of that. They need to see more of like you said, like inside only, like how to, topics about everything, about relationships, about businesses, about health, mental health, emotional health. And I want us to just, be real, be raw, be ourselves.
Absolutely.
And I know that's what's gonna, bring our audience a lot of value. So
It's like
I'm very excited for that.
It's like an exclusive Real Humans Club.
That's literally what it is, yeah.
Literally. I mean, I'm really excited about this chair right here because this has a lot of potential.
Oh,
It
I
does.
know. I know. We're gonna bring the pictures that we're gonna be taking too. One day it's gonna be filled with all the pictures of all the
Big
people. We're
Polaroid
gonna bring
wall.
in.
So we're gonna every guest we have on the channel, we're gonna be bringing have this little Polaroid camera. We're gonna start hanging photos. We're gonna cover this entire room.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. What kind of value do you think we're gonna be bringing to people?
Positivity for sure. There's no negativity on this channel. I think we
Yeah.
all know. I mean, I don't think any of us bring any negativity to each other's lives in general.
Right.
I mean, I think the biggest foundational part, at least just from my end too, is like when I was growing up, throughout like middle school and high school, and I was just like finding myself or whatever. Especially for people like us, I think once you hit that thing where it's like, oh, okay, cool, like entrepreneurship, or like you're finding yourself and you're becoming more self-aware. I think initially the biggest thing, especially like for Caleb and I, with social media being such a big part of the early stages of our life,
Right.
all you really see is, especially with entrepreneurs and business people, right? It's the jets, the cars, the girls, the drugs, the bunch of stuff, right? So I think initially it's like, okay, cool. I want to just be able to make as much money as humanly possible and do literally whatever the fuck I want most of the time.
Right.
But then for me, around like juniorist to senior in high school, it actually flopped for me. So, and I think that's where Inside Only really comes into, right? Is happiness, I think, is really, at least for me, I think the beginning portion of literally everything, right? Because if you're happy about something, you'll devote as much time, energy, and literally your life to it, right? So I think happiness is really the gateway into being able to be successful, right? Because it's like when I was in high school and I actually wanted to be a plastic surgeon, I'll never forget this. I was literally in surgery with a neurosurgeon and we were looking at a human's brain, right? And it's extremely, extremely complicated. And even being a millimeter off, you could literally kill someone, right? So when that doctor is sitting there, he's like, oh, so like, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Blah, blah, blah. So I started talking to him about it. I'll never forget this. And this is what changed my mind. He was like, I hate my job. I make $600,000 to $700,000 a year, and I've had 3 divorces, and I have like 1 to 2 kids with each wife, and my life is horrible, and I hate it. And he's like, I wish I never did this. And when I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, you are inside someone's brain telling me this right now. Like that, it's no, and it's crazy to me, right? Because it's like you can make almost $1 million a year, and this man is not happy. He literally hates his life. And so for me, it's like happiness is the thing, because it's like I'd rather be 100% happy making $70,000 a year than depressed and making
You know what's funny?
$500,000.
That sign behind you was not made with any intention of this whatsoever.
Boom.
That's insane. I literally just wanted something positive to put on the wall, and then I'm like, that's what does that say? That's crazy.
No, dude, happiness has so much value, man.
Happiness is everything. That's why.
Gary Vee, man. Gary Vee preaches us.
Yeah.
Happiness over money, 1,000,000 times over.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that about the doctor, because I know a lot of people in the medical field, and they're miserable, and their personal lives are just complete shit.
It's crazy, man.
Because they spend so much time first going to school, spend whatever the case, 5-10 years in medical school. So, it's a lot of work. And then from there, you're going into the medical, a hospital, working, you're being a doctor, especially like a brain surgeon or a neurosurgeon, which, that's
Only a huge deal.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's no joke. So, yeah, you're working, half the day or longer, working 16, 18 hours. And then when you come home, like, it's a whole different world. And then you have kids and you have a wife. And it's just like, I believe that people that, if you want to go in the medical field, most people go in the medical field because they know they're going to make money. That's the first mistake. Yep. If you go in the medical field with a different mentality, and you go with the mentality of, I want to save people's lives.
It's a people game.
I want to, I want to help find a cure or something that you're passionate about. Maybe a family member died from it. So like now it's your passion or your mission to try to help find the cure for this certain disease. Then, that's different, because you go with a mentality. It's like, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to change,
that's what it's about.
I'm going to add some value to it. So that way, your personal life doesn't take a shamble. But when you do things for money, like, you might enjoy it, for a little bit, but
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. Not at all.
That was a realization for me, is I was like, 60%, and then this was I was probably the most real with myself to be able to even be in the position I am in now, like mentally. But I literally looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, okay, why do I want to be a plastic surgeon, right? And so at the time, I knew Dr. Miami, if you guys are familiar with him. Really close with him.
Wait, hold on. You watch plastic surgery shows?
I guess like an influencer to
Wait, he turned that one person into like a Barbie?
I
don't know.
I don't remember if that was him or not, but long story short, so I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, okay, why do I want to be a plastic surgeon, right? For me, it was 60% of the prestige and the money, and then 40% of the reason why I'm actually doing it, right? And so for me, I was like, okay, that should be at least flopped, right? Because the majority of why you're going into the health field should really be to help people, right? And to save them, right? So,
which is very little, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but when you go to the doctor, they just like treat you like, okay.
No, literally, it's so hard to find like a doctor that's like, oh, like what's going on? How are you? Like,
right,
I
exactly.
Never, ever, dude. Ever.
Bro, half the time, whenever I went in to go see a doctor, like it
seems like a chore for them.
Right, like, and I left the room. It's like, that's not what I have. I know my body, and that's not what I have. Like, I would have to fucking go on Google. I'm not saying I don't recommend this at all, but you know your body, you know what you feel. So like a lot of times, like I will have to do research myself and be like, okay, this is more like it. And a lot of times I will go back to the doctor and be like, hey, this is what I think it is. These are my actual symptoms. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like,
why am I telling you? What's wrong with me?
I had this one ex, and they told her that she had ADHD, and she didn't really have it, and they put her on these meds, and it was
dang,
so, I was so mad, bro, because it literally impacted so much. She didn't eat. She was like a zombie, no emotions. I'm like, I don't think you have ADHD. Like, she was on like Adderall and like all this other stuff, and like when you're not prescribed that shit, and on top of that you're taking like birth control or nicotine or drinking and stuff like that, like that makes a huge difference on someone's body,
bro.
Especially their mental health.
I'm so anti-medicine.
Same. I
do not like taking. If I have a headache, there's something going on in my body that's telling me I have a headache.
Drink water. Drink some water.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like taking medicine. Like, whenever I'm going through pain, I don't like taking painkillers. I just, like, I go through it. Mm-hmm. And now we're so, we're like, oh, you feel this? Okay, here you go. Go take some meds.
No. It's like, what are 90% of the ingredients in here, homie?
Yeah,
it's funny because I have OCD and PTSD, and I have not taken medication for 6 years, and I've been perfectly fine. But when I take them, it makes it worse.
Right, because it's like, it's like the med. Like, you see those commercials, and it's like, let's say for depression. Like, you take the medicine, but then it brings like all the side effects. Like, oh, make sure you consult with your doctor because
it's like,
heart attacks.
Right, exactly. And it's
I'll
like,
just take the headache. I'm all right, man.
It's like and especially
you gotta substitute one for another.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like
may cause severe depression.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Sick,
exactly.
So explosive diarrhea.
It's like, come on, like it just a lot of it is just things that you can fix yourself, things that you can work on. Like if you're taking, like I said, anything or like if you're overweight and you're taking cholesterol pills or whatever the case might be, it's like, you should also like exercise. You should also
maybe
diet.
eat healthy.
Maybe eat healthy. You know what I mean?
Food from the earth.
Yeah.
And again,
like everyone wants one thing but doesn't want to sacrifice another thing.
Well, because medicine is the easy way out, right? People don't want to do a whole lifestyle change where it's like, okay, now I'm going to eat healthier food. I'm going to drink healthier drinks. They're like, oh, I'll just take a pill and I'm fine.
Right.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, if you take a pill, but then you eat fucking McDonald's for the next 7 days, what was the point of, like
Right, exactly. So it's just like a lot of times it's just a lifestyle change and your body will like, oh wow, thank you for making this change, And again, it's very important to point out that we're not medical experts. This is just three guys talking about
don't listen to any of the advice we're giving medically.
Take what your doctor prescribes, please.
Just do a little bit of research and maybe change your lifestyle, maybe exercise, maybe eat healthy. Your body will thank you.
Absolutely. My body's been thanking me.
But definitely one thing I want to get into is kind of like the switch, I guess, for you guys. Like, so for me, when I was the summer between junior and senior year, I saw a Gary Vee video. I think I talked about this in like the beginning thing, but I saw a video. And it was the 400 trillion to 1 video. Again, to this day, I don't know why that completely changed my life. But seeing 400 trillion to one and then hearing Gary Vee talk about the chances of becoming a human being, like for me, that was like my switch that ignited literally the rest of my life. So like that's like my life motto, I guess, or like my life foundation or whatever. So I'm really interested to hear what that kind of switch was for you, whether that was an experience, a video, talking to someone, or what that kind of was for you guys.
So I've always been inspired and motivated by greatness. And what I mean by that is I've always looked up to people that are really good at what they do. And for me, it was Kobe Bryant. That man, mentality. Yep, that's where that mama mentality comes from. You know, I remember growing up and just hearing about his work ethic and how relentless and how much like he just loved, like he has this obsession with being great and being better at anything, you know, obviously basketball, but just growing, just life, you know, overall, just life. And, you know, when I was in middle school, in high school, that to me was just like, man, like this guy is just incredible. So that right there ignited a fire in me that like I just became obsessed with, you know, everything became a competition for me. And in high school, there became a point where I wasn't happy because I wasn't in an environment that I felt was going to help me get to where I wanted to get.
Boone Braves, man, right?
Yep. I mean, I was only there for a year, but then I dropped out. So up until that point, on like 9th grade, I was like straight A student. Like I thought I was gonna go to Harvard. My mom was like super excited. You know what I mean? Literally. Like all my teachers, like, man, like, you know, like your kid is very smart. Like he has a lot of potential. Like what college does he want to go to? And then in 10th grade, something happened where I was like, man, it's just not for me. So my mom used to drop me off. You know, we had like this really old station wagon that would like make so much noise and they didn't have an AC. Like it was bad, man. Like I used to make her drop me off like in the corner because I was like, Mom, this is fucking embarrassing. Like I'm already like, you know, I'm already not like, yeah, I wasn't that cool in high school, like at all. And it's like, look, Mom, this is not helping my case. Like I need you to drop me off. You know, I'll walk the rest of the way.
I can't be seen like this.
Yeah. You know, when you're that age, you care about that stuff. But yeah. And she would drop me off, and then I would wait like, I don't know, 20 minutes, and then I would leave to go to the gym and work out. You know, it wasn't like going out and partying or whatever.
Yeah, man,
like,
at least you're skipping school and being productive, right?
Right, yeah. So, and I've always looked older, so they never questioned me at the gym. They're like, oh, yeah, you know, this guy's probably working out, whatever. And then they call my mom. Well, one day I walk into the house and she's like, hey, like, you know, how's everything? Is there something you want to tell me? I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Nope.
Everything is good, you know. And she's like, okay, well, the school called me and told me that you've missed 30 days straight.
Oh, wait. Holy shit. 30 days straight.
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet that you were ripped, though.
Yeah, no, I was obsessed with that. I was like, yeah, about that, you know. And then I remember getting, because she got upset with me, and I was like, oh, fuck this, like I'm over it, you know. And I walked out. Like we had a big argument, but then we had a conversation. It's like, look, Mom, like I know you support me in the things that I want to do, but I just can't do this anymore. Like, how about I drop out, I get my GED, and I go to college. Maybe college is different, you know. I just don't feel like this high school stuff is for me. So she agreed to it. You know, we went and we had a meeting with the counselor, and it's like, look, he's gonna drop out. It's like, no, don't do this. You're so smart. Blah blah blah. It's like, look, I don't want it. I'm done. Like,
because they also make money when you get good grades on ACT and SAT scores. So
right. I was like, look, I can't do this anymore. Like, so okay, cool. I dropped out. I got my GED. Went to college. Tried it for like 2 semesters. Fucking hated it. I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
So then I just, you know what, I'm gonna, like, I've always wanted to own my own business, and I didn't know at the time what I wanted to do, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna grind like a motherfucker and just save and see what happens. But to answer your question, you know, like what changed my mentality, it was definitely seeing people like Kobe Bryant and their passion to be great at what they did, and that really like lighted a fire in me. So, and as I grew older, there was by the way, Kobe, rest in peace, man. I literally cried when I heard the news of that, of him passing away, because he was a big hero to me. Never met him, saw him play a couple times, but Jesus, man, like his stories like give me chills.
Yeah, man, that's like the same. Like Kobe to you is like David Beckham to me, because I remember watching one of his last games. Dude, I cried like a fucking baby, like, because that man honestly changed my early life. That was my idol. I was like, that man works like there's no tomorrow. Like, he is truly the number one player in the entire universe.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And isn't it crazy that people that you've never met play such a big part in your development and the way that you think?
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like, I literally cried like a little kid.
Yeah, man.
When I heard the news. And then as I got older, there were other people that influenced me. One of them being Tony Robbins. Like, that man to me is like ultimate mentor. And then Gary Vee as well. I love Gary Vee.
Yeah.
He's just, it's real. But as time goes on, you start listening to different people, and because you change,
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
What about you, Caleb?
It was weird for me. I never had this mindset growing up. This is something I adapted like the last few years. I also am a high school dropout, and I was never good at school, man. Like Gary Vee said it, and like I didn't know this at such a young age, but like my mentality was, I feel like I had the same mentality, but I didn't have the same desires and goals and like drive. High school was not for me. School in general was not for me. I didn't make good grades. I had a hard time. I didn't have ADHD. I didn't have any like mental disorders or anything like that. It was just so hard for me.
Not where you wanted to be, man.
No, dude. Like I couldn't sit there and listen like y equals mx plus b. I'm like, dude, I want to be a fucking rock star. Like, I don't want to.
When they would tell you, be like, oh, you're gonna
use
me
this
later.
I'm like, yeah, if I'm a math teacher,
no, I
absolutely.
haven't seen algebra in years.
No, right? I do division and multiplying and like just so I can pay my bills and stuff for like, what I'm making. But like, it's ridiculous. Like I couldn't do it. Like I could not sit down and comprehend on why I needed to know this to better my future.
Facts.
I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I just knew I was going to do music. That's all I knew. And I just couldn't comprehend it. So I ended up dropping out, mostly because I had to pay bills.
Were you in band?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I skipped every class and I literally camped out in the studio. That's cool. I did. I made music through my entire high school. But at 17, I was homeless. Like I had to work and I had to go to school, so like I couldn't pay bills, so I had to drop out. And it was kind of like, oh, I had to do it, but no, I wanted to do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was glad that I was homeless because I didn't want to go to school. But I was honestly like my entire life up until like the past like 4 years of it just been chasing happiness. So like I tried music, didn't make me as happy as I thought it would. And then I started doing mechanics. And I love cars, so like I got to drive race cars and like work on them. Made me happy for a little bit, but I fucking hated it. And then, like, I got into the food business. Like, I just did everything without even knowing I was doing it. It was weird. I was like, okay, well, there's money, and I enjoy doing it, so I would do it. And then I picked up a camera. I'm like, damn, this is fun. It's like, wait, cameras, cars, music. I can really do all this in one.
Right.
And I loved it. And, yeah, I found that, and I've been chasing it since.
You know what's interesting? Like, if you were to stop and ask people what makes you happy, 9 out of 10 have no fucking idea.
Well, not even what makes you happy, but are you happy?
Yeah.
Right. Because, sometimes you ask people, like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, I'm okay. And it's like, no, you're not fucking okay. Like, like.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest. Like, I'm stressed out, man.
You can feel it. Or it's like, oh, man, how's your day going? It's like, oh, it's good. Like, no, it's not. Like, you have to be. If you're not honest with yourself, you're going to
It hurts you more than it hurts me.
Right, exactly. But so many people are afraid to, like, admit that. So I'm curious to know, do you guys know what makes you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you happy, Diego?
Like one thing? Like the
or
main
like,
thing?
if you have to like one answer, like just straight.
Damn. One answer, holy. Okay, so one thing that makes you happy. Honestly, this is gonna sound so dumb, but literally, I'm telling you, every time I wake up from sleeping, I wake up in the morning, that is it for me. Like, cause it goes back to my switch flip, right? Where it's like, okay, the fact that you can be a human being is pretty much impossible. So like when I wake up, like, dude, I'm telling you, that's why like 99% of the time, obviously unless there's like an issue or something, but 99% of the time, like, dude, I am kosher every day, all day, every day. Like, just like, cause I appreciate stuff, right? The fact that like when I have arguments, like let's say with my girlfriend or a friend or whatever, to me, I don't view it as, okay, we're having an argument, we're mad at each other. It's I'm blessed to even be able to have this argument with you, right? Because it's like I am conscious enough to even do this, right? So I think for me, that's the thing, is I just wake up and I look out the window and I see the sun, or I just see the sky. Like that is for me.
So
There's a great outlook.
yeah,
Very hard outlook to have.
yeah, just being appreciative, that the fact that you're here, the fact that we're here having this right now.
I was having a conversation somewhere. I was like, it's like because I try to have that mentality, but it's so hard. When,
No,
like,
for sure.
Especially because I'm not a negative person, but like when there are negative things happening, it's so easy to see those over the positive things
Right.
happening.
Well, when you take the little things for granted, that's when you start, waiting for big things to happen. It's in the little things that add up, that make a difference. And I appreciate the fact that, you appreciate waking up, because a lot of people are in their dying beds wishing they had what we had.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And you don't think about that. For me, it's so simple: giving and caring for people. I'm by heart
I love that.
a protector.
Yeah.
If I see someone that's suffering, that's in pain, that's going through something, that's upset, whatever the case might be, I gravitate towards that. That's what makes me happy. Communicating, connecting with people. It's not, I much rather do that than anything else that I do.
And we definitely can tell that that's what truly makes you happy. Like if you can go out of your way to make someone smile and feel special and help them, especially if they're in a difficult position, you'll do it. Like the one vlog we did.
Oh, right. Like,
Man,
like we
great.
had fun, buying the Lamborghini, and it was a fun experience,
But that one part of the video,
like making that girl feel special and helping her and seeing her reaction, that to me is it's
And it's
everything.
even just on an internal part too, because like even just knowing you for years on end, it's one of those things where the one thing, and this is something you've told me pretty much since we just started talking to each other like 5 years ago, is you've always told me, like, if there's literally anything on this earth that I can do for you, let me know no matter what it is, and I'll do my best to put you in the position to achieve what you need or help you with what you want, right? So like even like when we're going through like car stuff, like, oh, my car's broken, or oh, hey, like I have to do this or whatever, you're just like, hey, I have a car, you can use this until you get a new one, or oh, here, take this money, or oh, like I'll take you here. Like, so it's like, I know that's your biggest thing, and that's something we always talk about, and that's what we tell all of our friends and stuff too, is just like, this man is like I'm telling you, like, if we can be half of the person you are, I would be fine, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And my thing too is also like all these people have this influence on me. Like, like we're talking about Kobe and Tony and Gary B. It's like, if we can be that for people, we're gonna make such an impact that to me itself is like, it's so fulfilling. Because it's not even just about giving money, because you can give money and you can donate and you can help. That's obviously great.
Teach a man to fish and he eats forever, man.
What was that?
Teach a man to fish and he eats forever.
Right, exactly. But it's just influencing them, not telling them what to do, not telling them, because no one changes based on what you tell them to do. Like, hey, do this. Like, no. It's that influence that we can, give to people that it's like, oh shit, like, I see this guy doing this. I see the way he acts. I see the way he carries himself. Like, that makes me want to grow. That makes me want to be a better person. That makes me, want to keep going. Mm-hmm. And to be able to do that to people, like, that's, bro, like, my life. Like, if I'm able to do that for the rest of my life, I can one day die and be like, my life is, I'm happy. Like, I'm fulfilled. This is what I came for this earth to do. Mm. You know what I mean? And
yeah, because I mean, even like when I traveled to the Philippines, that honestly, that also opened up my brain even more than I thought
right.
it could. Because like for me, it really was one of those things where I was like, first off, it's a whole other world. First off, second off, it's like there are people that literally have an entire house the size of this room that we're in right now that is made out of wood and straw, like roof. And I'm telling you, they are the happiest people on the entire planet, and they will do anything for you. That is the craziest thing to me.
Man, it's like we take for granted what we have. Like here in the United States, the way we live and the way that the things that we have, and
it's
the things
ludicrous.
The things that are accessible to us, people in different countries would die for.
Right. Literally,
I think everyone
too.
But everyone should actually
let me take that back, because there's a lot of people in places that are like this that are much happier than people that are here right now. Because they're not even aware of it, because
that's
it's not the material things that makes these people happy. It's You know, like let's say for someone that lives on an island, it's like, hey, I wake up every day next to the beach and I'm with my family, and you know, we get
fruits and veggies,
right, and we get to eat fresh food, and it's like, you know, it's those things that you realize, it's like, man, it's little things that make you happy, and then when you turn, you know, appreciation instead of expectations, like your whole life changes, because it's like, when you expect things and you do things, you know, expecting something, it's like you're not really doing it, you know, for you. You're not appreciative of what's happening for you, and it's a conflict, you know. So
we're also spoiled, all of us. I'm telling you, like, you go to a place like Kenya, man. When I was in Kenya, I remember I got off the bus and I was crying.
Yeah,
I was like, I remember because like literally 10 minutes ago, I was like bitching about I'm not having service on my phone. I was.
It's crazy, man. Like,
and oh my god, bro, that shit. I think I'm saying everyone. It is so important. I think everyone in their life needs to go to like a third world country at one point.
oh, dude, traveling will change your life, man.
most of the world lives on $1 a day. You know what I mean?
Like,
so when you put that in perspective to what
it's insane.
to what we have here, it's like, man, you just being appreciative, appreciate that you have good health, appreciate that you're awake, appreciate that you're in an environment where you can grow. Like if you put in the work, you're able to grow here. There's a lot of countries where you can work your whole life and not, you know, not make it to.
And it's like, unless you're from like a wealthy family generationally, or you're in with high up people, like you're just like a quote unquote. I mean, I don't know. You're just.
It kills me when people are like, oh, I want to move to this country. Like, I want to get the hell out of America. This. I'm like, dude, you talk to someone who's not from America. Oh my god,
it might be bad, but like. You got to understand, America. Like,
you don't get it, man.
Because like the fact that you could even be like, oh, like I have a headache. Let me go 2 miles down the road and
get to pick where you live. You get to pick what job you work for the rest of your life.
And it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
You have the ability to do whatever the fuck you want.
And talk about like just safety, man. Like you go to those third world countries.
When did you move here?
I moved here 22 years ago, and I went back 12 years ago. And the first thing they told me is like, don't bring anything branded.
Nope.
Don't bring
Nothing.
any, like, no jewelry.
Yep.
I mean, I was 20, I was broke, so I didn't have anything really valuable. But you know, that's what they tell you, like cell phones and things like that, because you know, something as simple as like, oh, I'm driving here with my windows down, I'm talking on the phone. It's like,
ooh, that phone's gone.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you right, or you know, or have like a little necklace that my grandma gave me, and it's like, okay, cool. Well, give me the phone, give me the necklace, and if I'm feeling a little pissed off today, I might shoot you and just take your car too.
Exactly, just because I can.
You know what I mean?
That's
Right?
just
Like,
how that is, though.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's like people really take that for granted. So I really feel like, man, traveling will really open your eyes, and I feel like that's something that most people should do.
Yeah, last night, my girlfriend and I were watching kind of like FPV drone things of like through different cities and different like places you travel and stuff. And I was like, the most insane thing to me is here in whatever, Florida or America, whatever, we are so worried about the fact that, oh, we didn't get 300 likes on this post, or I can't go to Chick-fil-A because it's Sunday or whatever. I'm like, dog, there is a whole entire universe out there that has not like unplugged the beauty, bro. Like it is insane to me.
Don't get me started on social media. That'll be the next podcast.
That's a whole book in itself.
That's a whole.
No, but it
book.
is crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, just the ability to like live, man. That's crazy. Because like I'm telling you, if I lost my eyesight, I'd be depressed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh my god, yeah.
I would.
Right. So people like don't even appreciate being healthy. You know, like how many people do you think wake up every day and are like, man, I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be healthy. I'm blessed to have the people that I care about, you know, being a healthy state, or people like just little things like, man, I'm blessed to have this home, because a lot of people are homeless. A lot of people don't have a place to live. And it's like, man, when you start appreciating the little things, everything changes.
Is there thunder?
It's like whatever you focus on, that's what you feel. If you focus on the good things that are happening, you're gonna feel good. If you focus on the bad things that are happening, you're gonna feel bad.
Yes, and
that's just the way the mind works.
It's so easy to look at the negative stuff.
Everything is mental, you know. And
yeah, man.
Like you can have two people. One of them, you know, could feel something bad is happening to them, and they'd be like, "Oh, why is this happening to me? Why the fuck is why am I going through this? God hates me." And then another person could be like, "Yo, this is fun. This is a challenge, or like this is God's way of, making me grow or challenging me so that I become a stronger and better person."
Exactly.
Like, who do you think is gonna have a better chance of solving that problem?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at life, that in a way that it's happening for me, this is like so I can become a better person, a stronger person, versus as like, why is this happening to me? Why am I, going through this? Like, this sucks. I'm in a funk. Like,
it's a learning experience. It's a growing experience.
Life isn't happening to us; it's happening for us.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the truth, boys.
Yeah, man. It's pretty wild. And I think if I were able to have the mindset and mentality that I have now, if I could inject that into my younger self, I would absolutely do it. Because I talked to my mom.
Right, yeah.
I talked to my mom about dropping out of high school too, but she was like, "No, like you need to stay just in case for safety." Blah blah blah. I was like, I hear that, but like, I hate it. I really do.
Kayla, what makes you happy?
Yeah, what makes you happy?
Shit. This is so
Me.
Besides tequila.
Ooh. That does me pretty happy. Yeah. This is so cheesy, man. Work. There is nothing I love more on this planet than work. I'm sure, and it's not the money thing. It's just like Diego will tell you, man. Like when let's say we have a slow week, I'm like yo, I'm so fucking depressed right now because I don't have work. And like I know you say, oh, you need a healthy work-life balance, but like I don't want that. It's so weird. I genuinely love. I think it's because like I love what I do. I love that I get to hang out with you guys and doing like. I literally have the fucking best job in the world, but I love it. Makes me so fucking happy. It's peak happiness.
It's
one thing. Oh no, you can go.
It's because you don't see it as work.
I don't know. I really don't.
So
it blows. I wake up every morning. I'm like, God damn, I get to do this shit again. It's amazing.
Right. So you don't, if you don't see something as work, it doesn't matter if you work for 20 hours. You're like, yo, I'm good. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. So it's not really work. And not many people get to do that.
No. And like, I'll be up late. Like, I don't think I went to bed like, what was it, Saturday night? I didn't go to bed till like 3 a.m. And I'm fine with it because I'm really just sitting down having the time of my life.
Right. And you know what's interesting? It's all this changes as you age. Because what used to make me happy, or what I used to think makes me happy back then, it's not what makes me happy. You know what I mean? Then? Like for you, it might be, like you say, work, but it might be like, I get to connect with people. I get to, so it kind of like transitions into like, oh, this is what really makes me happy. It might not be the work itself, because you might be doing it with some people that you might not like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's just this group for sure. Because like when I'm with you, like I'm obviously not just having fun and I'm smiling, but like, I mean, let's just be honest. Like you encourage us, like you push us, and like whether it's mentally, financially, physically, like all in every way, shape, or form, like you push us in some ways, in every way, and it kills me, man. I love it.
I think that's definitely true though too. Because when I was in high school, I wouldn't say I was like popular, but I was like like.
Oh, you were one of those. Did you pick on people?
No, I was actually picked on a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Bro.
Like a motherfucker, dude.
Same.
Like, so like, but yeah, no, in high school, it was just like, okay, what makes me happy is the fact that a lot of people know me. Like now I'm at the point where like, yeah, I still want to like at some point build a personal brand to some degree, but like, I honestly don't care if a lot of people know me now.
No.
Like it's not important to me anymore. I'd actually rather not have as many people know me, because then it's less stuff to deal with.
But right, but you know what's crazy? Again, and this goes to like when you're doing it for the right purpose. Like let's say, oh, I want people to know me because I want to feel significant. I want to be famous. But if your purpose was, I want to touch as many people as possible, I want to help, I want to make a difference, and you focus on that,
the people will come. That's not the KPI.
But it's like, I forgot this. Kobe said it. It's like when you play for the team, for the name in the front, people remember the name in the back.
Oh damn!
That's
damn.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
Good.
And I was like, yo,
really
when I saw that, I was like, yo, Kobe, come on, man. Like, you're coming out with truth. Jesus. And that's what I mean. When you do things that are bigger than yourself, people will remember you. All the people that do things for, the Nelson Mandelas, the Martin Luther King, Princess Diana, Mother Teresa, people that like really make a difference. That's when you're like, people know you, and they weren't trying to be famous. They weren't trying to like, oh, people don't know who the hell I am. Like, no, they have a purpose and they make that their goal in life. And when it's all said and done, they're one of the most influential people in the world. And that's what's important. And that's why, like, I keep going back to that. It's like when you do things for the right purpose, it's a game changer. Because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for others.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though, too, because the way that I would approach clients with my agency and stuff was like, at the end of the day, yeah, I have an agency name, and here I am. At the end of the day, what's more important to me is that I understand your goals, and I'm going to just provide you the skill sets in order to reach there, right? And so, like, when you bring them to their goals and you make them hit what they want to hit, then they're like, then that's when they remember you, right? So it's kind of like the same quote where it's like, okay, the name on the front, which is like the skills and like the whatever, the company or whatever, and then they remember the name on the back because you were selfless in the sense that you pushed them to where they wanted to go, right? So...
Life is about giving, man. Like I told you guys, give. And when in doubt, give more.
I actually really like that.
I
love that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
might have to make some merch.
Yeah. I love that, man. It's the key to happiness, man. Like when you're selfless and you want to help others and you want to be the change. Like I always say, don't let the world change you. Be the change in the world. Be the change the world needs. Because what happens is that, when you're a kid, you notice like a lot of kids, like they're happy, they're friendly, like there's no malice in them. But then certain things go and happen, as they get older, and you start changing who you are. You're not as kind because like, maybe kind got you bullied or you start dating someone and they cheat on you. So now you have trust issues, or someone did something to you. And then, years go by and you change who you are because of what's happening in the world. But if you don't let the world change the essence of who you are, obviously you want to grow from it and learn from it, and just become a stronger person. But don't ever let, the world take away your kindness. Don't let the world take away the way that you love people, the way that you want to give, or be able to influence others, because the world doesn't need more of that. The world needs more love, more kindness. And like I've been fucked over many times. I've had money loss, over businesses that I thought I was doing with trustable people or trustworthy people, relationships, being lied to, and that's never changed who I am. Yeah, I learned from it, obviously.
Yeah.
You in a world of sharks, you don't want to be a dolphin. You know what I mean? You want to set your boundaries and you want to protect yourself, but always lead with love and always lead with kindness. And I'm telling you, your life is going to be a lot different.
For sure, man. And one thing I've always told, so like my first girlfriend, when I broke up with her, I told my second girlfriend this, and then I told my current girlfriend what happened here. But as much as I dislike and maybe even hate a lot of the things that my ex-girlfriends did, I always tell I've always told like my current girlfriends at the time, like I always appreciate my ex-girlfriends. Not that I love them or whatever, but like I appreciate who they were for me during that time frame, because I was able to learn so much from them, right? And so that's kind of the thing that I always take is, no matter whether you have a bad business partner, a bad girlfriend, boyfriend, bad mom, dad, whatever it is, right? Always try to look at that in the sense of, okay, yeah, that sucked and that happened, but what are the really, really, really good positive things that I was able to learn out of that to make myself into a better person, right?
Yeah.
So, right. And that's the beauty of it. Everyone that you meet in your life, you can learn something from.
Oh, absolutely.
And everything that happened to you is not because of you, but because the other person and what they were going through. So anytime anyone lied to me, anytime someone stole from me or whatever the case might be, I didn't look at it, or now I don't look at it as like, oh, this person did this to me. Like, no, this person did this because they're going through something, they're feeling something. And I didn't take it personal. It just made me want to learn, like, okay, like what's going on? Why did this happen? And made me give or get a better understanding of why people do things. And I never hold any grudges. I feel that grudges are just detrimental to you and your mental health. Man. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I was literally looking at that and I was like, fuck, I hope, because it fell earlier.
All right, guys. Well, for our first podcast, that was a
fun.
nice one. Yeah,
Super excited. There's an endless amount of opportunity here, and I'm definitely super excited not only to continue to grow and learn ourselves, but to inspire more people along the way.
You know, I'm excited to learn more about you guys and our stories and where we come from and why we do what we do, and we just want to provide as much value as we said, to our listeners.
Teach you guys how we did certain things and the mistakes we made along the way.
Absolutely.
And we're not even close to being done. I want to put that out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Because everyone's like, "Oh, you made it." No.
Yeah, man.
No.
Life is a little maze, and we're just trying to make it a little bit easier to navigate.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. It's the second you stop growing, it's the second you die, So we're forever evolving and we're trying to grow. And it's important to all our listeners, please comment down below any topics that interest you or anything that you want to hear us talk about or anyone that you want us to bring on the podcast. We'll try our best to bring them on and, see how we can provide some value to you guys, because that's why we're here. We want to have we're going to have something for everyone out there. So whether it's health, business, cars, relationships, anything, you name it.
Absolutely. And, we've all definitely spent enough time kind of on the outside looking in. So it's definitely time to really build something that houses, the opportunity for people to come on inside. So with that being said, welcome to the Inside Only podcast.
Yes. Oh, before we leave, we need to review our energy drink. And yeah, it was okay. It was good, but I'm going to go with a 4 out of 10. What about you, Caleb?
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Flavor was great. Energy was there, but it's like I'm awake. That's it, though. Like I need to be shaking. Like I need.
Yeah,
to be, like,
I know. We need to feel the, energy in me. Exactly.
I need a buzz from that.
Yeah, but anyways,
stuff,
guys, thank you for tuning in. JJ here. Love you guys. Tune in for next week. We have a lot of good stuff coming out.
Peace.